Hello everyone, I'm Thomas Wooden Railway, and I want to welcome you all to a Season 13 update from my Wooden Railway series, Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends Wooden Railway Adventures. I want to thank you all for watching the previous season. I want to apologize that there was such a delay between episodes and that Season 12, which I wanted to end back in 2015, has now been extended into our new year 2016. So I want to say I'm sorry for that. In this season update video, I'm going to be talking about some future projects I'm working on, what you can expect from my channel in the coming months, and lots of other fun stuff. So, like I said, I want to thank you all for watching my previous season, and I want to apologize again because I didn't mean for there to be a lot of breaks and a lot of, hiatuses, and I know how annoying that can be when you're waiting for the next episode of the series, and especially how the second to last episode of the season was such a big cliffhanger, and then I didn't upload, the episode pertaining to it for almost 2 months. And I know how annoying that can be, and I want to apologize. I didn't mean for that to happen, and I just want to say how sorry I am. But I want to thank you all for sticking with me, and I hope you guys enjoy what I'm going to talk about in this Season 13 update video. So the next video that is going to be uploaded on my channel is a movie called Oliver's 11. It's going to basically wrap up all of the plot points and storylines we've been following for the past season. I really enjoyed Season 12. It was kind of, I don't know how to describe it, kind of a makeshift season because there was just a lot of stuff going on. I like how we focused on some of our main characters, as we see right here, and then we also got to introduce some new characters over here. And probably one of the biggest blunders of the season is that I took a risk and tried to introduce Ryan in my series before we knew what he was like in the TV series. Because when I originally released the first episode of Season 12 back in June, Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure hadn't been introduced, and I took a risk, and I was hoping to introduce him into my series before we got to figure out what he was like, and I was going off of, theories and rumors of what his personality was going to be like that were leaked online, and ultimately it did not pay off because I realized that once the movie was released and you watch Ryan, you realize he's one of the nicest characters that's probably ever been introduced into the Thomas and Friends series, and so I had to backtrack. I had to make Ryan into a nice character, and so if you watch Ryan from, the beginning of the season and you watch Ryan at the end of the season, it's like he's almost two completely different engines. So that was a risk I took. It didn't end up working out. I want to apologize for that because I pretty much had to spend, when Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure was released, I had to spend, basically the second half of the season, fixing his character. So there were a lot of hard moments like that. At the same time, I had a lot of fun filming the episodes. Like I said, I want to thank you all for your support. And to do with Oliver's 11, it's going to wrap up all of the plot points that we've discussed. It's not going to be like a Claw of the Law movie, I'm going to say. Claw of the Law was a huge movie for me because I had never done a video that big. The project was massive. I worked on it for months. And Oliver's 11 isn't going to be that big, excuse me. I'm just going to say it right now. It's going to be a very interesting movie, I will say, and I think you guys will like it. I think you guys really will. It's going to be a bit of a darker movie, but then again, Claw of the Law was kind of a dark movie as well. It's not going to be a huge, fantastic production like like Claw of the Law was. For example, there isn't going to be a soundtrack. I'm not going to be including music in this movie. For the music in Claw of the Law, I basically had to find that over the course of a year, and like a year and a half actually, and I just don't have the time to do that with Oliver's 11. I don't want to reuse the same music because then it's like you're watching Claw of the Law Part 2. So Oliver's 11 isn't going to be as big or as fantastic as Claw of the Law in my opinion, but I think it is a movie that you guys will like a lot. It's going to be very fast-paced. There's going to be a lot going on, and best of all, not to offend Thomas here, but he's in a lot of the movies, and although he will be in this one, it's going to be nice to feature a character like Oliver as the main engine we're going to be following around, and it's just going to be a really interesting movie, and I think you guys will like it. there's a lot going on, what's going to happen to Ryan and Stafford, what's going to happen to Sir Topham Hatt's engines here, are they going to be able to stay on the railway, or are the engines from the other railway going to come in and take their jobs? Is Oliver going to be able to find Ben? Where's the Sodor Railway repair? There's so many things that are going to happen in this movie, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. So that's what Oliver's 11 is going to be about. Right after I finish filming this video, I'm going to start working on it, and I don't have a release date. I'm just going to say it right now, but I'm going to work on it really hard, and when I finish filming and editing, I'm going to upload it right away. There isn't going to be a delay, so when the movie is done, it will be uploaded, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So following Oliver's 11, whenever that is, I'm going to be uploading a behind-the-scenes video of the episode Henry's Handcar Havoc. And if you guys remember in the episode Percy Gets a Promotion, I asked you guys if you would like to see a behind-the-scenes video of how I film my series, and I got an overwhelming response, and I want to thank you guys for that, because it shows that you guys are very interested in my series. And so I filmed a ton of behind the scenes footage of Henry's Handcar Havoc, and so I'm going to be uploading a pretty long video actually, detailing the filming process, the editing process, and what it's like to upload an episode to YouTube. I think you guys will enjoy it. It's I've definitely never done a video like this before, and I'm going to show you guys some things that you've never seen before. So I think that video will be well worth your time. After Oliver's 11 is going to be that behind the scenes video, and then following that behind the scenes video, I'm going to be uploading a Day Out with Thomas video that I attended a few months ago. It's not a Thomas Wooden Railway video, obviously. It has to do with the Day Out with Thomas phenomenon, I should say, and it's just going to be my perspective on what's going on nowadays as someone who used to attend the Day Out with Thomas events many years ago, and then coming back and seeing what it's like nowadays. It's a pretty long video. It's going to be about 10 minutes, I think, and I think you guys will enjoy it. It's something a little bit different that's going to be featured on my channel, but a Day Out with Thomas video, I mean, what can go wrong there? So I'm excited to release that. Before I go any further, I have some major news to announce regarding the future of my series, what it's going to look like, etc. In the Season 12 layout video, I asked you guys, what you thought of the new CGI models, and I got a 50-50 response, I would say. 50% of you guys said you like them, you think they should be featured in my series, and about 50% said, no, you shouldn't. These classic models are part of your series, and you shouldn't go to the new models. Well, after months and months and many sleepless nights, I have been thinking about this over and over and over, and I think I've finally made my decision. And starting in Season 13 of my series, I'm going to be transitioning to CGI models for some of my engines. I've made the decision because I want my series to look like the TV series that all of the kids are watching nowadays, and I absolutely love and adore these models you see in front of me. I mean, it's going to be very hard to let them go. I'm obviously going to keep them in my collection, but it's going to be very weird not using them in a video. I've done a model change before, back in Season 8 of my series. For example, I replaced the classic Thomas and the Henry here with old style versions, and at the end of the season I just didn't like how they looked, and I felt like my series lost something. So when Season 9 came out, I returned to these classic models. So I am taking kind of a risk here because I have done a model change and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but I am confident that I've made the right decision, and here are just a few of the models that are going to be introduced to my series. So here's the Thomas model that was featured in that layout video. He just looks fantastic. He looks like the Thomas you see on TV, and that's the big reason. Another model I'm going to be introducing is Duck. Although I love the old version of Duck, he absolutely looks nothing like... the model of Duck looks nothing like he has ever looked like in the TV series. It's probably one of the most inaccurate wooden railway models. And then the narrow gauge engines are going to be affected too. We have a new version of Skarloey and a new version of Duke. Now, before I go any further, I want to clarify that this model change is not going to happen to every single model in my series. Just because there is a newer version of a certain engine or character doesn't mean I'm going to switch over. I haven't compiled compiled an official list right now. I'm still trying to make, a decision on what I want to do. And, you can leave a comment below and ask, is this character, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, to be honest with you. These are just a few of the confirmed characters that I have right now. And on that same topic, I'm going to be showing you guys some of these characters right here that are a little bit of an exception to this, what's going on right here. So here is the CGI version by Mattel of Diesel. And I absolutely despise this model because I don't know if you can see, but it is round. I mean, even his face is round. Sorry, my camera's not focusing. And worst of all, he has a happy face. And I cannot stand this model because Diesel was never meant to be happy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce a new version of Diesel, if my camera will focus. There we go. He still has that classic angry face, but at the same time, there's an updated version. I believe this is the, it's the Tomy model from around 2011 or 2012. So this is a compromise. I wanted to introduce a new version of Diesel, but I cannot stand this CGI Mattel version over there. So that's the new model of Diesel I'm going to be looking at for Season 13. Right next to Diesel is Stepney. I used that model as Stepney for a number of years, and then in Season 11, I made the switch to this Stepney because this is just a far better model. I'm going to keep this Stepney in my series because it just makes more sense because Stepney, this model is far more accurate, I should say, whereas this Stepney missed the mark entirely. So there's an example of an old model, for example, staying in my series compared to a new model. Here I have Ari and Bert. I'm going to be keeping these models in my series because I don't like the CGI faces on the Mattel versions. And then over here we have Salty, Paxton, Rosie, and Whiff. I'm going to be keeping all of these models in my series. I don't like the CGI face on Salty. I despise the CGI model of Paxton. Don't really like the CGI face on Rosie, and I prefer this version of Whiff than the current version. So while I will be making some new changes to my series, at the same time there will be some engines that will be sticking around that won't have changed. And like I said, I don't have an official list. I can tell you that I will be getting a new version of Birdie here and a new version of Jack. So like I said, there's going to be some changes going on. This is probably the biggest change I've ever made to my series. And I know some people may be hesitant, trying to figure out what this means for my series. Probably your initial gut reaction is that you don't like this. And I will say it's going to be hard for me to let these models go, but I'm just trying to prepare my series for the future, I guess. And as a compromise, what I will be doing, I think a lot of people will like this. As a compromise, what I'm going to be doing is, even though I will be introducing some CGI models into my series, I will be keeping their classic personas and their classic characteristics that we have all known to grow and love. For example, in the recent years, Toby, I don't know why they've done this, but they've just made Toby very unwise and almost wimpy, and it drives me nuts. Whereas in my series, I will be introducing a new model of Toby, but he will be wise and he will be like the Toby that everybody knows and love. So I guess the point here is that in some cases, I will be introducing new models, but overall, I will be keeping everybody's characteristics and their persona the exact same. I will not be making any changes in that area. So even if you're not a fan of the new models, I hope you guys can appreciate the fact that, even though your characters may look different, they're still the same characters all the same. So I know that it's going to be controversial. I apologize if you don't like, where I'm going with my series, but this is just a decision that I had to make. A decision I had to make. So I want to get back on track with some videos that I am going to be releasing in the future. I apologize that this video is so long. This is probably going to be my longest season update ever. Like I said, new models will be arriving, and then along the way, I'm going to be introducing just a whole lot of other videos, including a mass unboxing video featuring all of the new engines you see right here. That's why they aren't over here, is because they're still in the box, and I know people enjoy unboxing videos, and so I'm going to just be doing a mass unboxing video because I have a ton of new stuff, and let's just unbox it all on camera and see what I think, and I think it'll be a very cool video. And then I'm also going to be doing a Q&A something I haven't done in a couple of years. I've had a couple of requests for that, so I will be doing a question and answer video. And last time I was pretty strict on, you had to send your questions in here and all this and that. And this time, you know what, feel free to leave your questions below in the comments area. Just make sure you clarify it's for the Q&A. Otherwise, I'll go about asking, or I'll go about answering all of the questions, and that kind of defeats the purpose of the Q&A. So leave your comments wherever. For example, if you leave it on a different video, or send me a personal message, or leave it on my channel, please just let me know, hey, this is for the Q&A video. There's no limit to how many questions you can ask. Obviously, super personal questions won't be answered, but when it comes time to do the Q&A, I will just pick some questions. I don't know how long the video is going to be, but it's just a pretty laid-back video. I think a lot of people enjoy Q&As, and there's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned Q&A. So that's a video you guys can look forward to. And then also, I'm going to be doing a collection video for 2016 somewhere along the line, because I have a lot of new engines and products that I've incorporated into my collection, and so that collection video will be coming out. And then somewhere in the middle of all that, I'm going to be doing a ton of Thomas Wooden Railway discussions. I'm going to be reviewing some of the new 2015 items, maybe even some 2016 items, depending on if they come out or not. I'm also going to be looking at sets. I don't think I've ever done a review on a set before, and so that's going to be something that you guys will look forward to. I'm going to be doing a lot of Thomas Wooden Railway discussions, some based on engines and some of them based on sets. For example, I'm going to be looking at the first set I ever got, which was a Day at the Works set, and then I'm also going to be reviewing a Thomas Wooden Railway set that was actually a ThomasWoodenRailway.com exclusive that I think you guys will enjoy. So, as you guys can tell, I am super excited for 2016, and once those reviews are done, I'm going to be uploading probably the collection video at that point, and then a layout video. There's going to be a new layout for Season 13 because I have a lot of new track and destinations I need to add to the layout. Plus, best of all, we're going to get a fully functioning Arsdale Railway with Mike and Bert and Frank, which is going to be awesome. So there will be a new layout video coming, and then right after that video, I'm going to start on Season 13. I have a good idea of where I want to go with this season, and I'm very excited to show it to you all. So everybody, thanks for watching this very long video. I didn't mean for it to go this long, but I had a lot to talk about. Obviously, the huge news here is that new models will be entering my series. But at the same time, I am very excited for what the future has to hold. And the next video that's going to be uploaded on my channel is Oliver's 11. So I want to thank you all for sticking with me during 2015, and here's to a great 2016. Oliver's 11 will be coming out in just I guess a couple of weeks or so. Like I said, I don't have a specific date, but I want to thank you all for your continued support. You guys make me feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world, and I love what I do, and I enjoy making these videos, so thanks for making it a blast. Thank you for watching this Season 13 update video, and I guess I'll see you guys sometime down the road. Alright, thanks for watching, and bye for now.